Red Pills First is in the building. What's good, homie? China White is on deck. What's good? Shot, good to see you in the joint with us. I appreciate you being in here with the full support. Red Pills First. Had to touch on this topic, man. This is crazy, bro. Super crazy. I don't even understand how this goes on, how this takes place, man. So we're gonna get our homies a few minutes to slide up in here, man, before we get into this particular topic, man. DeRay Vicious is in the building. What's good, bro? Back in the joint with me once again. Turn these alerts off right quick. Jay Left is in the building. What's good, bro? Hey, no doubt, bro. It's all one love, my brother. Real talk. I had to come in here, man, to let the people know what's going on in society, man. If you hear a little noise in the background, that's my dryer upstairs, man. There's one hell of a mic I'm on, so it'll pick up just about anything. So, all right, man, we're gonna sit in here, man, and see, what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, man. I think the homie's gonna come through. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out in just a minute, man. Yeah, man. So I was checking out this story, man. And I was actually reading something else, and this story just popped up on me, man. And I was looking at the scenario, man. I was like, hold up. This can't be real. This can't be real. This is the very first woman to levy any accusations against Harvey Weinstein, which makes this scenario crazy, man. So we're gonna get our homies a few more minutes to get up in here, man, before we go ahead and get physical. Lit Life is in the building. What's good, bro? My city is back on deck with me. What's good, my brother? The Manimal Planet is back. What's up, bro? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And the thing is, man, this story is flying so far under the radar. It's literally flying under the radar, man. And there's a bunch about this story, man, that we're gonna chop it up about tonight, man. It's crazy, bro. I can't even believe it's flying on the radar like it is, man. And of course, no charges are being levied against her right now. But we're gonna get into all of that, man. We're gonna get the homies a few minutes slide up in here. We jumped on at 10. It's 4 after. We're gonna get the homies a few more minutes to get up in here, man. Crazy story, man. Crazy story. I mean, one of the craziest stories. Man, it's crazy, bro. I don't even see how this didn't even come out, bro. The only reason it came out is because a little dude hit her attorney up, man, let her know, man, he's about to file a lawsuit. But it's crazy, man. I just wonder what kind of energy this chick has, man, where she goes against Harvey Weinstein, then this comes out about it, and then, Anthony Bourdain, who was her husband, man, he decides, man, that he would rather take himself out the game than to be with her, man. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Get home a few more minutes, man. I don't know if YouTube must not be sending my alerts out, man. They must not be sending my notifications out. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Gonna get up in here. I see the homie. See the homie watch call is on now. All right. I think something wrong with my something wrong with my chat or something, man. All right, we're gonna give him a few more minutes, man. We'll give him about 3 more minutes to get in here, man. We're gonna go ahead and jump this thing on off, man. I hate that YouTube ain't sending my notifications out, man. Cause once I get going good, man, then people start, coming in, and this right here coming off the dome, man. I don't have nothing to do a recap on or anything like that. Won't be no recaps tonight, man. Got about 3 more minutes, man, and we're gonna go ahead and get it in. Yeah. And but you know how it is, man. These type of things will take place, and we'll just have to take it how it comes, man. Nothing's gonna really change, or the situation is gonna be rectified, but it's worth us talking about just to see the differences in how things are handled when it comes to her and how things are were handled with the man she accused. So, hey, man, turn around to my mic, man, so I can go ahead and get physical with this thing. 2 more minutes, man, and we're gonna get it in 2 more minutes. Appreciate y'all being patient with me, man. We're gonna get it in 2 more minutes. That's how we gonna rock it, man. That's how we gonna rock it. And this chick ain't even cute, man. This chick don't look good. She look hella weird to me, man. All right, 1 more minute, man. We're gonna get it in. SJ3 is in the building. What's good, bro? Yeah, Weinstein trial finna get ready to come up though, man. Like his trial finna come up pretty quick. So he gonna be in the mix too in a minute here, man. They're running it down the way they want to run it down on these men. Really much we can do about it, man. So let's go ahead and get into this right quick, man. About that time. So as you can see, man, the topic is Me Too activist Asia Argento has her own issues with crossing the line. Now, if you notice, she's the initial accuser of Harvey Weinstein and widow of the late Anthony Bourdain, who just committed suicide recently. Now, she has a huge skeleton in her own closet. Jimmy Bennet, then 17 and underage in the state of California, signed a police affidavit in 2013 accusing Argento of serving him alcohol and then proceeding to assault him. Now, the first thing they say is that UFO Kamikaze is in the building. What's good, bro? The first thing they say is that this doesn't derail the Me Too movement. It's just a bump in the road. No, it's not. It's not just a bump in the road. She might as well be called the mother of the movement because she is the one who came out first against Harvey Weinstein. This is where it all began. She is the one, and she comes with this in her closet. Why wasn't this brought up before? Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story. Jay Left, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Stephen Malaysia is in the building. What's good, Steph? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story now, man. Now, first of all, we have to understand that when she got with this kid was 17. She was 37 already. Now, as I stated, and this is what one of the Me Too movement, the activist who coined the phrase Me Too, like this is the activist who coined the phrase Me Too. Her name is Tarana Burke. Her statement was, people will use these recent news stories to try and discredit this movement. Don't let that happen. This is what movement is about. It's not a spectator sport. It is people generated. We get to say this isn't what this movement is about. And she says we can't shift the culture unless we get serious about shifting these false narratives. Exactly. The Me Too movement itself is starting to have the appearance, has already had the appearance of a false narrative for the most part. Now, what happened is her tweet came a day after the New York Times reported that Asia Argento, the Italian actress and director who was one of the first women to speak out against Weinstein, arranged to pay $380,000 to Jimmy Bennet, a former co-star 20 years her junior, who says Argento sexually assaulted him in a hotel room when he was 17. Now, in some states, Mississippi, Alabama, 17 is okay, but they were in California. The age of consent in California is 18. Now, the crazy thing is the allegation prompted anger and sadness on social media. And, of course, fans slammed her as a hypocrite, pedophile, rapist, all these terms that she was able to circumvent before this information came out. Now, fellow actress Rose McGowan, another early Weinstein accuser, seemed to distance herself from Argento. She tweeted that our commonality is the shared pain of being assaulted by Harvey Weinstein. My heart is broken. I will continue my work on behalf of victims everywhere. You see, the problem is that what's happening with Asia Argento affects them all. It affects all of the women attached to this particular movement. So now think about this. The terrible thing about this is the timing. The way it seems is that the very same time she was working on her own secret settlement for this alleged sexual abuse of a minor, she was positioning herself at the forefront of those condemning Harvey Weinstein. You understand? The fight, despite the fact that her sexual relationship with Harvey was, between two consenting adults, which lasted for more than 4 years. How can you accuse a man of assault when you kept an ongoing relationship with him going for 4 years? Now, this is the thing. Anyone who says that she has the right to do that must also reconcile themselves to the fact that the boy, he kept an ongoing relationship going on with her for 2 years after this event. Okay, he was a minor. He viewed her as a mentor. This woman was 20 years older than him, man. This woman was old enough to be his mama. And of course, just because he kept a relationship with her, he still viewed her in a certain way. He was a minor who had been assaulted, so his mind was not, ready to grasp it and didn't know really how to grasp it. Her, on the other hand, she was an adult, a consenting adult who had a 4-year relationship with the man. But so how's this man still being ostracized and demonized for her accusation? And here she is in a situation where even with this accusation, she is not facing any charges, man. So then this is the story. Jimmy Bennet, he claimed in documents obtained by the New York Times that a 2013 hotel encounter with Argento, someone he said he had thought of as a mentor and mother figure, left him so traumatized that his work and mental health suffered afterwards. Of course, she ain't said nothing. And the thing is, the two appeared to stay close in the years afterwards, posting affectionate messages to each other on social media. Who knows? That young boy might have been in love with that woman, man. Man, that woman 37 years old. He's 17 years old. I'm telling what she put on him, man. You know what I'm saying? He's 17 years old, man. A grown woman get a hold of you, man. Believe me, she gonna show you some things you ain't know existed. So he probably was caught up. He may have had some serious emotional attachment to her because they already viewed her as a mother figure, and it's easy to transition that level of affection to something else for someone who is not truly your mother. So, and the thing is, he didn't come forward until he saw her standing up as a champion for survivors of sexual assault in the wake of the Weinstein revelations. And, that he says then the hotel encounter became too much for him to bear and prompted him to file an intent to sue. And that's crazy, man. That, of course, people are gonna say, well, that means that these claims aren't credible. No, what it means is that her going in like that. Who wants to see someone who assaulted them accusing someone else of assault, acting like they're Miss Goody Two Shoes when you've been harmed by them the same way they're accusing someone else of harming them. It's a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy thing, and this is just one of the many instances of situations taking place where the standard for women is different than it is for men. Now, if this had been a man with a girl, we wouldn't even be hearing about this. This would be over already. This dude would be in custody. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. And listen, they're not gonna press charges on her. I think the Los Angeles County um, Sheriff's Department say they're not gonna press charges on her because he's 22 now. They said the only reason they open an investigation if the victim comes forward. And I'm gonna tell you, bro. To me, that sounds like the biggest crock I ever heard in my life, bro. It sounds like the biggest crock in the world, man. And the thing is, man, they don't even think it's a setback. They're so confident in their movement that they don't believe that this is something that will embarrass them or cause people to move away from the movement or any of that, bro. And the crazy thing is, it's obvious we're not talking about something that didn't take place if she paid him hush money, $380,000. And in the settlement, he had to give up rights to an intimate photo he had of them two in bed together. So while she's back covering her tracks, she decides that she wants to go and attack a man for the very same thing that she did. But the only thing is, she was an adult when she claims these things happen. And what she did is capitalize on the juvenile mindset of a minor. She assaulted a boy that was young enough to be her son, man. And It's crazy, man. It's crazy to me, bro. The same power and privilege that she accused Harvey Weinstein of capitalizing on is the very same thing that she did herself. Now, you tell me, brother, tell me, brothers, tell me, sisters, tell me anything, anyone in here, tell me what is fair about that. Tell me what's fair about that. And the crazy thing is when they interacted back and forth on Instagram, she will refer to him as my son and my love. What kind of twisted mind game is she playing, man? You refer to this kid as your son and your love when he's not yours. And the crazy thing is, bro, listen, the encounter was in a hotel room. So she's got a minor kid in a hotel room. And you can say they're 17, you're not a minor. We're talking about the law. All of this is about the law. The accusations against Harvey Weinstein are about the law. The accusations against Bill Cosby are about the law. The Me Too movement is about the law. So let's stick to the law and not our opinions about what's really taking place. Because as a 17-year-old boy in California, you are a minor. A 37-year-old woman is committing a crime when she not only gives you alcohol, but then proceeds to assault you. And 380,000 hush money, and it wasn't no play money, man. 380,000, she gave him 200,000 up front, and then drop payments on the rest of it. So this ain't a game we talking about right here, man. This is the reality of life. This is reality of a woman looking at a scenario, believing that she is immune to the very same laws that she's attempted to use against a man. She has broken the very same laws, bro. Tell me, how does that work? So now I have some intimate details about the story. Um, Now, allegedly, she gave him alcohol to drink and showed him a series of notes she had written to him on hotel stationery. Then she kissed him, pushed him back on bed, removed his pants, and performed oral sex. She climbed on top of him, and the two had intercourse. That's what the document says from Bennet, from Jimmy Bennet. She then asked him to take a number of photos. After lunch, Bennet headed home to Orange County where he lived with his parents. As he was driven home, according to his claim, he began to feel extremely confused, mortified, and disgusted. Later that day, she shared a close-up of their faces on Instagram with the caption, "Happiest day of my life, reunion with at Jimmy Bennet, XOX." And added, "Jim is going to be in my next movie, and that's the fact. Dig that, Jack." Now, and that post and the others were included with the notice of intent to sue that he just issued to her attorney, that his attorney just issued to hers. So you have to understand, man, that man, and as of the terms of the new agreement, as I stated, he agreed to transfer the photograph and his copyright of the duo lying in bed to Argento. Now, three people familiar with the case said that the documents were authentic. Argento was one of the 13 women whose name was included in the first October 2017 New Yorker report about Weinstein's dark tales of harassment that dated back decades. Now, you have to think about this. Gordon K. Setro, Bennett's lawyer, wrote in the notice of intent to sue that it was Argento pressing herself as a victim of sexual assault was too much to bear for him, which gradually jogged up memories of the hotel incident. So, it is one of those things, man, where as we look at this scenario, we have to understand that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you represent, but as a man, the laws are and stipulations are to hold you to a higher standard than it holds women. Now, why is this everyone should be in an uproar. But you know why you're not? Because the majority of people haven't even heard the story yet. It's by design. When the accusation came out against Harvey Weinstein, there was no one who didn't hear it. When the accusations came out against Bill Cosby, there was no one who didn't hear it. Kevin Spacey, there was no one who didn't hear it. All of these guys who these accusations were levied against, there was this big bull rush of media attention and career destruction for all of these men. And here she is in a situation where nobody's even really doing anything about it. Yeah, the fire's hot right now, so they're acting like they're going to step back away from her. But I guarantee you, they're not going to eliminate her from being able to move forward with her claims against Harvey Weinstein. I truly believe that if this is the case of the things she's done, then all of her credibility about the Harvey Weinstein thing should be thrown out of the window. And I think there needs to be a deeper investigation into all of the women involved in these allegations, but not only against Harvey Weinstein, but also against Bill Cosby. Ralph Hayes is in the building. All about a dollar's in the building. So you think about these things, and then you think about all the stories that we're hearing right now, man. Like there isn't a month that goes by that some story that come out about some teacher, man, engaging in sexual activity with her students, or some adult woman going into some sexual situation with a minor. This is happening too often for it not to make the news. It never makes the news. You have to search for these stories. They have to either happen in your town or a town close by. If not, if it happens in New York, you're not going to hear about it in California. But if a woman comes out and accuses Harvey Weinstein in New York, you're going to hear about it in Spain. You're going to hear about it in Portugal. You're going to hear about it in Istanbul, Turkey, because this society is built to perpetuate whatever negative imagery that you can conjure up for men, both black and white, in most situations when it comes to the the career destroying, reputation destroying tactics employed by groups like the Me Too movement. So I look at these things, man, and I say, man, why is it that we as men always seem to get the short end of the stick, but not only get the short end of the stick, be willing to get the short end of the stick? And the thing is, we as men should be out there lobbying around Harvey Weinstein, lobbying around Bill Cosby right now, not because we believe they did or didn't do what they're accused of, but because we see now. This is one example. I guarantee you there are other examples in this movement where there are women who have done these things and similar things, and some probably even worse things. But once you put the focus on bringing a man down, then this matriarchal control society, matriarchal control media, they will put that man on Front Street and forget about anyone else involved who isn't a man as well. And that's the reality of life, man. Now, this guy is 22. She's 42. And the crazy thing is, in May 13th, when they got together, it was just 2 months after his 17th birthday. The boy was almost still 16. This is crazy, man. Makes no sense to me, bro. And so, the Times has the image of her laying in bed with the kid. Hmm. Yo, and the crazy thing is, man, the first movie that they were in together was The Heart is Deceitful. And in that movie, man, that kid was like, what was that, man? That kid had to be. like man, like 13. You know what I'm saying? That kid was like 13 at that point. When they first did a movie together, he was 13. She was 33 at that point. So, man, we ain't even talking about no games right here. We talking about a grown woman who, think about this. If she knew this kid when he was 13, who's to say that she wasn't already doing things that were inappropriate then? So if she knew this kid when he was 13, man, she was 33, she knew him when he was a kid and she was a grown woman, man. And it's like she waited until this kid got close to the age of consent. She couldn't even wait to 18, but like, man, not long after he turned 17, man, she was on it. So that first movie when he was 13 was the only movie they had done together. And so when she wrote now the tweet about her tweet putting on Instagram that the happiest day of my life reunion with at Jimmy Bennet XOX. That's why it's the happiest day of her life. She finally got what she had wanted from the time he was 13. And to tweet that right there is that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. I don't even understand the logic in that, man. But these are the type of things that are going on around us, bro. These are the type of things that are going on around us, type of things that we are dealing with as men, the type of things that we need to put our foot down and make sure that we don't allow it to keep happening around us. Because, for one thing, let me go ahead and find this paperwork right here, man. What you have to understand, man, is this. And now let's talk about the other scenario that comes out of this. Let's talk about Anthony Bourdain. Let's talk about Anthony Bourdain. He was a fairly successful man. Like I watched his show. Uh, what was it, man? Some destinations. I can't forget it, man. I can't remember. Matt Foley was good. How's it going, bro? Philosopher Doom. Y'all see the Sims competing for that, bro? Who lured them on Tinder. On top of that, yeah, man, it's crazy how they be doing, man. It's crazy. But I'm telling you, man, they about to run Harvey Weinstein through the ringer as well, man. They ain't playing no games, man. They got it in for Harvey Weinstein, man. They finna throw the book at him. We keep thinking that Bill Cosby is the only one that got jammed up, but nah, it's just Harvey Weinstein's trial hadn't come up yet. When it come up, man, believe me, the injustice will be swift. Same way it was for Bill Cosby, the injustice will be swift. I'm trying to think of what Anthony Bourdain's show was, man. And let me tell you the crazy thing, man. Let me tell you another story. This is gonna be crazy. This is what's crazy. Peep game on this. Now this dude dead, man. Okay, now Anthony Bourdain was her boyfriend. All right, listen, bro. Actress Asia Argento on Tuesday denied allegation that she sexually assaulted a 17-year-old former co-star, claiming that her late boyfriend Anthony Bourdain paid the hush money only to stave off negative publicity. Man, can you see this, bro? She is claiming that this dead man who can't defend himself paid the hush money on her behalf. Why? Why did he pay the hush money on her behalf, man? Why would she bring this dead man's name into this scenario, bro? You know what I'm saying? How low down is that? How low down and crooked is it for a woman to say that this dead man who can't speak up for himself, who can't say if he did or didn't, she's using a dead man as a scapegoat, man. You know what I'm saying? How? How can you disrespect the man so much? The man ain't even been dead that long, man. Mm. And now she says she calls the assault allegations absolutely false, insisting she never had any sexual relationship with Bennet, who played her young son in the 2003 movie The Heart's Deceitful Above All. But this is the crazy thing, man. Now, what she's saying, man, is that now this is her story. when she publicly accused producer Harvey Weinstein of assault in October, kicking off a flood of similar allegations from other women and thrusting her into the center of the Me Too movement. She says a cash-strapped Bennet came to her with an exorbitant request of money. She says Anthony insisted the matter be handled privately, and this was also what Bennet wanted. Anthony was afraid of the possible negative publicity that such a person whom he considered dangerous could have brought upon us. We decided to deal compassionately with Bennett's demand for help and give it to him. Now, she said Anthony personally undertook to help Bennet economically upon the condition that we would no longer suffer any further instructions in our life. Now, of course, Harvey Weinstein's lawyer, says the settlement showed Argento as a hypocrite. You know, this was not simply a matter of a woman who made false allegation of being outed as a liar. This is, this woman who portrayed herself as a victim, bro. She portrayed herself as an innocent victim when she has been victimizing others. And I'm telling you, bro, you know, she's the one who started it. So I'm wondering, in my estimation, if the one who started it is this type of person, then we have to look into the rest of them as well. The show must go on with this, man. We must continue to look into these things. And the crazy thing is, man, it's crazy, man, how she just blamed Anthony Bourdain, man, and said, okay, I'm gonna blame Anthony. Because she knows Anthony has a career that he was proud of, and these type of things can harm your career if you're attached to a person. Even society today is so fickle and so sensitive that even you're attached to a person in any kind of way, business wise or personal, their drama becomes your issue as well. So I don't know, man, what kind of energy is this chick putting off, man, where these things are coming at her, man? Then now listen to this crazy thing. Her accusation against Harvey Weinstein was forcibly performing oral sex on her. And then she turns around, man, it comes out, man, that she performed oral sex on a 70-year-old minor. I'm telling you, man, it's it's crazy, man. I just think that, and the crazy thing is, people came on this. She discussed their consensual sexual relationship in the years after the alleged assault. Like, how can you be able to levy accusations against a man that you continue a consensual sexual relationship with? Maybe they had one night of raw passion and he went too hard. Maybe he was, maybe he was too aggressive, and maybe the pleasure wasn't there for it initially or whatever. But man, you don't get to accuse somebody of this after you stayed in a relationship with them for 4 years, man. You just don't do it, man. I don't understand how this could even work, man. Parts unknown. That was Anthony Bourdain's thing, man. Hmm. That's crazy, man. And chick got all kind of, man, like demonic tattoos all on her, man. So I wanted to get into this story, man, simply because you have to understand, man, that we have to we have to make sure that we don't allow our minds to wrap around the idea that men are guilty before proving guilty. We have to understand that men are innocent until proven guilty. And sometimes men are innocent even when they're proven guilty. We understand that. But what we also have to be cognizant of is the fact that anyone, obviously, anyone of any character can levy accusations against you as a man. And those accusations just take legs and stand on their own, even if there is no proof, even if there's been no research done into this person's life, what kind of person they are, what kind of person they've been, what kind of things they've been involved in, what kind of things they believed, what kind of people they're attached to. These are the type of things that we as men must be aware of, because we're living in a society that will and can take you down, bro. So you have to ask yourself, man, like, what is the real reason that Anthony Bourdain felt the need to take his life, man? I just don't understand it, man. Yeah, yeah, that's certainly. See, they're going to use Anthony Bourdain's death as fodder to protect her from this accusation and this lawsuit. They're going to say that this is just a bitter man who's coming out and he's mad about something and he wants her to suffer when he sees her suffering. You know how men are; they want to see you suffer. When you're suffering, they want to make you suffer more. They're going to come up with some explanation, some deviation from the truth about what's going on, man. And I'm telling you, the truth of what's going on is that a woman who has been accused and possibly already found guilty of, due to her willingness to pay a settlement for a picture. She really didn't pay she didn't pay a settlement for anything other than the compromising picture, man. The picture, cause there's no telling what was on that picture, but she paid 380,000 to get it back. So this is crazy, man. I just wanted to touch on this topic right quick, man. Not gonna be a long stream. I ain't want to come over here for hours and then like that, man. But I want to touch on this topic because it is just such a crazy topic. And I'll tell you like this, man. Let's talk about why Anthony Bourdain killed himself. Now, I don't know Anthony Bourdain personally. Of course, I don't know Asia Argento, and I certainly don't know Jimmy Bennett. But what I do know is men. I know men who have been in similar situations with women who have taken them down through there, man. Women who have brought nothing but stress and drama into their lives. And I would tell you that misery does indeed love company. And her misery will wear you down. Whatever misery it is, if it is her misery in her own life and it is translating to you, or if it is her bringing the misery into your life on her own, misery loves company, and her misery will wear you down until you are nothing. This man had one of the most popular shows ever. Listen, he was shooting an episode of his show in France with a French chef when he decided that being here just wasn't worth it anymore. Now let's keep in mind, his girlfriend is the at the forefront of the Me Too movement, the initial accuser of Harvey Weinstein, after she had a 4-year relationship with him. You see, what kind of stress does that put at Anthony Bourdain's mind? What kind of threats is she giving Anthony Bourdain? How is he looking at that saying, wait a minute, she's trying to ruin this man after she was in a sexual relationship with him for 4 years? And then it could have been anything, man. It could have been the fact that he found out, man, that she did go ahead and and was sexually engaged with this kid, man. You just never know what it was, man. And I'm telling you like this. Is it possible that Anthony Bourdain could have been a cuckold? Is that possible? And this young cat, uh, Jimmy Bennett, was the dude. And of course, the chick is Asia Argento. Is it possible that he decided he was gonna flip the script after Anthony Bourdain died. So it could have just is now is his word against hers without the third party present to take either side. Is that possible? Stranger things have happened. We don't know if that's what happened, but we do know that there's accusation from Jimmy Bennet that when he was 17 years old and Asia Argento was 37, she assaulted him. Not only assaulted him, she got him drunk, then assaulted him. So let's be realistic. How real is that? Bad boy ass is in the building. What's good, bro? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man, if it was something to do with this scenario that pushed him over the edge, man. You know, maybe he got word that the kid was gonna file this lawsuit. Maybe that's what happened. And I'm just trying to read. When I say, man, that is it possible Anthony Bourdain could have been a cuckold? Man, I don't know it. I'm just trying to find different angles to view this thing from, because I too want to know why now did this kid come out? Because she been accused Harvey Weinstein some time ago. So why now does he come out? So what you have to keep in mind, man, is that, and there are men living right now. There are men who are in situations, man, where they're miserable. There are men who, if they had the heart to, they would kill themselves. There are men who, if they had the heart to, they would just up and be gone and just leave their families. There are men, man, who feel like they're in a trap. And they feel like they're in a trap because they're in a situation that is filled with misery, but no misery of their own. It is misery that was brought unto you. And her misery will wear you down. Period. No matter where it comes from, no matter where the misery comes from, it could be simply something that happened to her at work. It could be anything, but misery loves company. And every time you're exposed to that misery, it will wear you down, brother. I'm telling you what I know, man. It'll wear you slap out. Yeah. The thing is, man, that's what it shows, man. Like, you can't, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, you must always remember that there's a 50-50 chance that whatever woman you're dealing with is going to prove to be less than you bargained for, so to speak. So I just believe that when you're in a situation, man, where your happiness is being, detracted from, when your joy is being defamed by any type of misery that someone else brings to the table, man, then you have to understand that you have to flee that situation. That misery is going to destroy you, man. You got to leave that situation, make sure you get out of it, and make sure you never find yourself in another situation like that. So, besides that, man, that's really the gist of it, homies. Really the gist of it. I just know that Harvey Weinstein accuser, Asia Argento, has her own issues with crossing the line into sexual assault, obviously. So, man, we ain't gonna stay here too long, man. I won't keep this one too long, man. It was pretty spur of the moment, man. I just came here. I wanted to cover this topic, man. I want to make sure that I covered it, before it gets old or not. It's not news anymore, but this is news right now, man. These are things that we as men must remember and know in order to gird ourselves out here. Like if you don't think there's a what coming, or if you don't think that some energy is coming to you, or if you don't think that somebody's gonna try to affect your life in a negative manner, then you're unprepared when they show up. And I just believe that we should always make sure we're prepared. So, but that's it, man. I just want to jump on this topic right quick, man. It wasn't gonna be a long stream. I just want to come in, bust out a quick live one, man. Listen, just so you guys know, on September 1st, I will move the Truth of the Alpha Life show over to Patreon. So I will not be doing the Truth of Alpha Life show on YouTube past September 1st. On September 1st, we'll move it over to Patreon. And it'll be on the Patreon $5 tier. I still be releasing content over here, but the show it'll be over there, man. It just will. So, all right, homies. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out, man. I'm gonna check that Tinder story out, man. I might drop some on it tomorrow, man. I might drop some on it tomorrow. Ain't no doubt, SJ3. Peace out, bro. About to go ahead and get ready to shut this thing on down, man. I just want to come in here and, chop it up about this topic, man. As a matter of fact, let me make a note about that, man, so I can make sure I check it out. Tinder mass date. To all the homies, man, who've been going over, man, booking those consultations with me. I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy those consultations, man. I really do. So I'm gonna run and check that thing out in a minute here, man. So, homies, we're gonna get on out of here, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. Avoid the haters, avoid the fakers, avoid the betas. And as always, alpha up, betas down. Homies, peace.